So what if we could get a huge low end from nothing but an acoustic guitar? Well, in this video, I'm taking a look at using some plugins inside a Loopy Pro so that we can take care of that low end live without the need to record a single bass loop.
I wanna ride with you and dance you into the. I wanna ride with you. I won't dance the night away.
So some of you may have been following me on this channel recently, and I've been experimenting with the different options when it comes to recording bass in a live looping scenario. I've got a real bass behind me back there, and I've been testing out switching between electric, acoustic, and bass to get my different layers that I want when I'm live looping. But I'm starting to find that changing these instruments, overthinking my looping projects, and just trying to do too much might be causing more harm than it does good.
My face above the water. My feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like.
Now, I've just got back from a little trip away. I went to Dublin in Ireland, and many people know it's pretty famous for its live music scene. And I was in this one pub listening to a guy, and he was doing a bit of live looping. He had a little Boss 2-pedal looper on the floor, and he was killing it. He had everybody singing along. He had hundreds of songs that he could just drop in at a moment's notice. But the thing that really stuck with me was how simple he kept his loops. The only thing he really added was a couple of pedals on the floor for some different effects on his acoustic guitar, and he created this low end by tapping on his acoustic guitar by the bridge for a kick drum. And I think he had an octave effect going on as well. And as a result, he was really free with his looping arrangements. He could change key quickly. He can string together 4 different songs in a nice medley. And I want that freedom when I perform live. So I thought, how can I create some low end with nothing but my acoustic guitar? Let's quickly jump over to my live looping rig and I'll show you how I've created this sound. Okay, so this is just my acoustic, straight into the acoustic voice plugin by Nembrini Audio. And I'm really liking this plugin. The first time I took a look at it on my channel, I missed this blend knob here, so it was a bit overpowering. But since sort of messing around with it a little bit more, I found some settings that I really like, and it just sounds a really nice, good starting point for an acoustic guitar. And if I engage my low end, we go from this to this. And you should hear that the bass is only really coming through on really sort of my E and A string, my 6th and 5th string on my acoustic guitar. Whereas if I play something high up, it sort of creeps in around here, but then it picks up low register here. And it's really nice because I can just be playing some chords, engage low end, one more example for you. Not engaged, turn it on. So if we take a look, I've got this audio input here, which is just my acoustic guitar going straight into the acoustic voice. And then what I've chosen to do is use a send and set a different effects chain up on my bus. So I've got this send here at 100%, and I've got it set up so that it's before all the effects. I don't want the Nembrini acoustic voice affected signal to be going. I just want it to be the straight up acoustic guitar as it comes straight into my iPad. So I've got the send set up before all effects. If you don't know how to do that, you click and hold your send. So let's head over to bus A here. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is try and isolate the strings that you want to have that low end, because an octave effect across all the strings can sound pretty messy. So I've just used the stock EQ plugin provided by Loopy Pro. It's completely free. And the nice thing is it's got a good graphic representation of the notes that you are playing. So if I play a low E, you can see it's kind of bottoming out around that 50 Hertz range. So I've taken my low pass filter and I've got it a very steep cutoff because I don't want anything lower than that really coming through. And then I've just done the same thing using a high pass filter this side, so that when I play anything, say above the next octave up, or you know, the 7th fret on the A string here, another note of E, if I play that one, you can see I could probably tighten that a little bit more if I needed to. It just means now I'm only going to be sending in the notes that I want from my guitar into my octave or my fake bass. Just to demonstrate what it would sound like if you didn't have this EQ plugin on, without that EQ, you can hear that the octave is applied to every single note. Also, some of the other effects that I've got here are being overdriven more. I'll talk about that in a second. So let's turn that back on because we want it on. Now, as I go higher up the neck, it only comes in when I'm down on those lower strings. So I can play a chord with some low end in it. Really, we're only applying our effects to the strings we want. Now, these plugins I'm using are just an example. You can use your own EQ, your own octave of choice. There's many different options. I'm not even saying this is the perfect chain, but it's just giving you the concept. Let's take a look next. We've got this compressor. I like the Pro C2, and I'm just, you know, I'm hitting it quite hard. I just want to tighten everything up so it's predictable. I'm just taking a little bit of the spikes out there and raising the volume a little bit. After that, the octave that I have found to work really well is this Q-Vox from Eventide. I have tried a few different other options, but this just seems to work pretty well. I've just got one voice going one octave down. And then when you do that, it wants you to use like multiple pitches here. So you actually end up only getting a hard pan left version of the lower octave. You can see it coming out of the plugin here. And to get things back mono, like you typically want for bass, I've just used this free BYOD, which I believe stands for Build Your Own Distortion. Thanks to Max Yar for this one. He did a similar thing with like an OC5 replication on his channel. And just having this set to mono just then brings everything back dead center. I've also got a little bit of this dirty tube put in here. And this just adds a little bit of high-end sort of harmonics, because when you're on laptop speakers, phone speakers, and you're jamming away, you can hardly hear any of that low end sub anyway. So this just brings things a little bit more up front. So without that channel, and with it on, sounds good. And just one slight step further here, at the end of this bus, I'm also sending it to an additional bus. And what I wanted to go for was just a little bit more sort of overdrive fuzz kind of characteristic to try and get it to cut through the mix a little bit more, and then I can play with the balance. So I've gone over to a separate bus over here, and I've sort of done the opposite. I've now done a high pass filter because I'm only really searching for those higher frequencies now. So I've done a little high pass filter here so I don't duplicate the low end. And then this is a fuzz wah from Rob Jackson, and I'm just using the fuzz portion here, and it's just adding a little bit of top end. Let me see if I can show you. If I turn it off and on, if I pick really hard, you can hear a slight fuzz. Maybe I can exaggerate that a little bit if I turn the skew up. Yeah, it's pretty subtle here, and I haven't got a whole lot of it going on. I just found that it adds a little bit extra to that low end. And that's it, you end up with an OC5 style plug-in chain going on. It just means I can now be completely free. Now obviously it's not a bass line, but it does keep things interesting. Let me chuck on a drum loop. This is a drum loop from a friend of mine called Miguel Andrews, or Mig's Drummer. You should go check out some of his loop packs. I'm gonna play a couple of songs and then we'll evaluate.
I'm back with you. Yeah, I'm gonna rock with you. I'm gonna rock with you and dance you into the. I'm gonna rock with you. I won't dance the night away. I'm gonna rock with you. I won't dance you into the. My face above the border, my feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like I can feel the sand on the horizon every time that you are not around. I'm slowly drifting.
So that's my little OC3, OC5 copy where I can create this low end whilst playing all 6 strings on my acoustic guitar. I don't have to record any extra loops. I don't know if I'm going to exclusively use this method moving forward, but I am going to use it for some songs. Certain songs where the chords just don't stay in the same key. There's lots of modulating, or maybe I want to do a medley, quickly change a load of things on the fly. It's a really nice, stress-free way of keeping some low end in there. And I think I'm coming around to the idea of trying to serve the song, not just loop for the sake of looping. So anything that's going to live on in my live looping set has to really justify its place or be worth it. Now, let's be honest, it's not as good as a real bass guitar, not even close. It's not even as good as using maybe a MIDI keyboard and a software synth or a dedicated octave pedal. But whilst you're playing full chords, there's not many other options out there that can give you that low end. And quite often, if you're in a live setting, that's all you really need. And I'm also aware that it's kind of a boomy sound. It's just the nature of the way this works when you do a high pass and a low pass filter. So I'm finding it a little bit difficult to try and get the right volume level. It's either a bit overbearing, and you certainly notice it on a big system, big speakers, or it's so quiet that you don't even notice it's engaged. So it's definitely a little juggling act, and I still need to mess around with this a little bit more. But anyway, I wanted to share this little trick with you guys. Hopefully you found this interesting. If you want to download this template in the video, then by all means, check a link in the description. If you want to learn more about Loopy Pro, check my channel. I've got loads of tutorials on there. But I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for sticking around. See you soon.
in